Alright, so we're going to give some Cricut Window Cling a try and see how this does. And this is a temporary product that clings to non-porous surfaces like glass, and it's just kind of a, I guess a rubbery, or I guess it's vinyl, but some kind of rubbery feeling material, and it clings to the window without adhesive, so it's temporary. You can peel it off, and it says you can reuse it. On the package they actually show it as a decal on a car window, but I don't think it'll work very well for that. It'll probably come off pretty easy, and especially exposed to the temperature. Maybe something for temporary if you were going to put it on for a maybe a kid's ball game or something, big game or something like that, and you want to take it back off. It'd probably work okay for that. But we're going to see if we can make some Christmas decorations and decorate the front window with this and see how well it does. So when you unwrap it, pay close attention to the label that's on the window cling. There are some specific instructions here. It shows you how to use it and how to place it on the mat, as well as what settings to use on a particular machine. I'm using a Cricut Explore, so it says to set the dial to custom and use the window cling setting. So we'll switch over to the computer and check that out and see what we can make with this. So the first thing we'll do is upload some Christmas images. I went out and downloaded a few from Google, and I want to upload a snowflake first, and we'll choose that this is a simple image. Then we'll zoom out and get that all on the screen, and we use our magic wand to remove the unwanted areas and make this a cut file. Now, if your image is very large or high resolution, sometimes it takes a while for the screen to show both sides of the images. So next we'll upload a snowman. And this one we're going to think through just a little bit before we clean it up, because I don't want to remove all of the white area. I'm going to use our magic wand. We'll remove the outside first. Then I'm going to zoom in, and I'm actually just going to remove the eyes and the buttons. And you'll see why in a moment. I'm going to make this a cut file, and then you can see that it's a snowman with the eyes and buttons cut out, rather than just the outline. And next we're going to do a similar thing with a Christmas tree. We'll get rid of the outside. We're going to go ahead and just get rid of everything that's white in this one, so that these will be nice and cut out shapes. We'll also make this a cut file. And so we'll insert these images into our design canvas and make each of them different sizes. We'll make the snowflakes about 3.5 inches or so, and Christmas tree about 5 inches tall, probably about the same for the snowman. We'll go to our cut screen, and we'll go to our cut screen, and we'll create, let's start with 6 of each of these items and see what our canvas looks like. Now, as you see, we have a little bit of wasted space because Design Space lays these out based on the bounding box that's around the objects, not necessarily the most efficient way it can be laid out on the screen. So I'm going to go back here to my design canvas and lay these out a little bit better by duplicating them. So we'll go to our Layers panel and select a layer. And the Christmas tree, I'm going to rotate it up around the other way and make it upside down. That way we can fit them a little bit closer together.
and we'll select both of those and attach them. And we're going to do the same thing with the snowman. I'm going to duplicate it, turn one upside down, move them over here closer together, and then we will attach those. We'll go ahead and duplicate a snowflake and cut out two of them together. You see they're just a little bit too large to fit in one area, so I'm going to place them manually and attach them. And as you can see, if I place them like this, I can fit all of those images in one area that will fit on a single mat. In fact, I can probably get a third snowflake in there. Maybe not. We'll see. And by doing this, I can place more of these objects and get them a little bit closer together and select them all and attach them and get them all on one cutting mat, where Design Space tends to want to use the bounding box and not move objects as close together as they can be. You just can't tell the difference of where the edges really are in the object. So we're going to do this, and there we have pretty much a full mat filled out. So we're going to go ahead and duplicate them and make two mats. And next I'll go ahead and move the camera over to the cutting mat, and we'll get these cut out of the window cling. I'll show you what that process is like. One of the things I do want to mention is you want to put your dial on custom on your Explorer, and then after you load it, we will choose to use the window cling custom option, and we'll be ready.
As mentioned, we have our dial set to custom, and the Design Space program is set for window cling in the custom settings, and we'll load this mat and start cutting the items out. I do want to mention the window cling material goes glossy side up. The lower side is a dull paper material, which is the backing. So make sure you put the glossy side up for your cutting. And if you're going to be putting this on windows on the inside or outside, you want to think through whether or not you want to mirror the images. In this case, it doesn't matter for what I'm doing. I'm putting them on the inside, but they are not mirrored because they are kind of symmetrical shapes, so it's not going to matter which way they go. But you do want to think through that and make sure you do those appropriately. And we'll go ahead and cut the items. Now our cut's finished, we'll go ahead and unload our mat. We'll remove the material, and I'll get this weeded off here. As you can see in the light reflection, you see some of my cuts there with the snowflakes and the snowmen, and I think you can probably see that on camera there as the Christmas trees. So I'll get this weeded, and then we'll show you what it looks like once it's ready to apply. So here's the weeded product. See, we've got all the pieces pulled out of there. Now with the window cling, it says you're supposed to be able to use the liner to do the transfer process. If they are solid pieces, you can just peel them off and stick them on. But with window cling, both sides of it is apparently the same. So you can just use the liner and use this side to apply to the surface. And of course you'd want to mirror your cut if you do that. Alright, so as you can see, I've already applied a couple of the clings here to my window. And one of the things you want to do is make sure your glass is clean, because if there's dirt on it, they will not stick very well. And so I take a paper towel with just one spray of Windex on it and clean the surface real good where I'm going to apply it and dry it off. Allow a minute for it to dry. As you can see, even though the windows look clean, there's a little bit of dirt on there. Just a little bit of dust will keep them from sticking very well. And I'm going to apply the snowman. And so I'm going to just flip it over and apply it directly to the glass. Now, as I mentioned before, it is cling, and if you have a solid piece, you can just peel it off and stick it on. But these do have some pieces that are cut out, some kind of intricate cuts and so forth. So I'll take my squeegee and press it on. And sometimes you might have to help it get started, just like when you're applying vinyl. Sometimes it doesn't want to come off quite as easy. So we'll just peel that off. Take my squeegee and help separate it a little bit under there. And there is our cling. And if we press it on, you see that it'll stick very nicely. And there is a finished window cling, and I'll move around and show you what it looks like from the outside. And here is the cling that we just applied, and I'll back up and show you a few of the others. They're kind of hard to see because we have white blinds, but at nighttime with the lights on, a little easier to see. And hopefully that's been helpful to you. And again, that is Cricut Window Cling.
If my video has been helpful to you, please subscribe to my channel. And after you subscribe, be sure to click the little gear and check this box so that you'll receive an email notification when I upload a new video. You can also help support my channel by making a small donation on patreon.com/Troy Young.